Hello, Graham Walker here, Walker Scientific. I'm just going to step you through the parts of the autosampler to see if we can identify what's wrong with your machine. This is the same autosampler as I think you have in the Ivory Coast. It's made up of a sample rack. All these things come apart. A sampling tube, which is MAH000344. That's this one here. The rack of standards with standard tubes. All this comes apart for cleaning. And a wash pot. Again, this comes off. The tubing from the peristaltic pump. This arm is, I think, the one you said you're having trouble with. Should be able to travel all the way here. It should be able to travel all the way across here with the machine turned off. When you turn the machine on, it's not supposed to make that noise. This is an old one, but it should home over the sample, over the wash pot. Could you please advise me which part of that action is not working? You mentioned it wasn't going all the way to the rack, end of the rack, but you should be having a series of standards in here, then your samples in here. Is it not moving to all the samples? Is it not moving over to here? Is it not moving to the end? I need to know, please. I'll turn that off. The biggest problem we have normally with these is the Z-axis not moving up and down into the wash pot. This is the biggest problem we normally have, and it's this tube here. To service that part, if this is the problem, quite often this tubing here gets kinked and won't allow the travel of the arm. Quite often that is a problem in this part here. So to disassemble this and reassemble it to find out if something is wrong, we undo this knob here, which is the clamp for this tube here. The tubing can then be removed to undo this. This comes out. Then the whole tube can be removed, like so, and it's now free. If any of this is kinked or really bent, it could be causing a travel problem, like so. Or if this is seized internally, then that won't work. That is a common fault. We now have the replacement tubing for this, which is now anti-kink PEEK tubing. So let me know which part of your autosampler is not travelling correctly. To install all of this screw comes off here. This screw comes off here. Remove the sampling probe. It's a little retainer. The Z-axis can be removed with the machine off. Unscrew this screw. I'm missing one here. There should be two. This pulls apart. We can replace the whole thing or just the tube set. If you just buy the tubing, it fits in here, and we can send you instructions how this can be taken away and crimped in here so that it can't be removed. Reassembling, this is the location pin which must go into this opto sensor here, is the same. We push this on the front. These two little plastic screw thread retainers must be lifted by a fingernail or a sharp knife so that we can position them over the holes. Reattach. Okay. Come around. You then take this tubing, reinsert it in the hole here on the retaining block, if it will go. Find the hole. We then put it into this groove slides it down that groove all the way. Yours might look slightly different, but it'll be basically the same, and tighten it. Like so. I then move this to the complete up position, all the way up, and the tubing will stick out the end here like so. I then remove the wheel so that this little silver stop is all the way here, and that is when you tighten the clamp, which tightens this tubing to the wheel. The motor in here rotates the wheel to move this up and down, and that's the up position, and that's all there is to it. Once everything is in place, you can put your tubing back in for your sampling. This slots in there. Put the tubing through, tighten it, okay, in a position. Initially your sample line will then go on the end here and down to your machine. Turn the machine on. Okay, it's on, and I can check the position of this in the down using the maintenance section of WindFlow. It's something I can talk to you about later. So I'm not sure where your problem is. If it's in this travel or this travel, that will probably need some sort of repair work. But if it's a Z-axis, it could just be this tubing. So I need to find out from you where the problem is. Please get back to me when you can. Thank you.